project came about because we at AMOT recognised that across our network of 148 museums that they all held a huge resource of archives, a great deal of which was not accessible to the public. And the main aim of the project was to cure that, to allow more stuff to be seen by the public, and linked to that also to preserve the material. And we were very fortunate that we were given the opportunity because we were successful in applying for funding from the Treasury, through the efforts of the Chancellor of the Exchequer to access the LIBOR funds, and we were given a grant of £5 million in 2017 to carry the project out. The funding was linked to the application we made, which was essentially to preserve the archive material from the Great War. And we chose that period simply because we were in the midst of the First World War centenaries, but also it was the largest element, the largest portion of the archive material held by all of our collections and our museums. We thought initially First World War meant 1914, 1918, but we were very quickly disavowed of that apparently First World War material includes anything, according to the Department of Culture, between 1899 and 1929. Tom, at first look, would seem to be a dream come true if you're a military historian, and I'm sure many of them, and I know for a fact that many of them feel that is the case. Some of the very good feedback and responses we've had from that particular community, that particular audience, has been very positive and very strong. However, there's vast amounts of other material in there. I can guarantee there's almost any subject you can think of that if you're interested in it, you'll find material in that platform. This was a generation, this was a military generation, it was a citizens' army who were a group of people who wanted to tell their stories, who wanted to write things down, who kept diaries, who wrote poetry, who wrote prayers, who wrote letters, who did many other forms of communication that are there for you to look at. So you can go into that archive, you can find out about clothing, you can find out about food, you can find out about health, you can find out about the weather, you can find out about transport, find out about sport. Any number of subjects you'll find within that archive. The legacy of the project is simply going to be that there are nearly 2 million items now that are available for the public to look at, to read, to see, to download, to listen to, because the material that's on the Tom platform covers all of those mediums. And there's material in there related to people's families, to the communities that they live in and that they come from. There's stories about the very diverse peoples who used to make up what was then the empire and who now make up many of the communities in which we live here in the UK. So the legacy is a fabulous one and it will last for a very long time. But what we've ensured by doing the project is that there will be a legacy, whereas if much of this material, many of these items have been left in some of the collections in which they were held, we couldn't guarantee that that would be the case in 50 or 100 years' time. You can find more out about Tom just by visiting the site. You can type in on a search engine the Ogilby Muster, or you can go to the Army Museum's Ogilby Trust's own website and find the link in through there. Or you could just look out on social media or any number of other places where that information is available. And the more people that do that, clearly, the more freely available will be that information and that access.